What's up, y'all? For anybody wondering what this is going to be my first episode on Ohio correctional facilities. Behind me, you got Richland Correctional Level 2 in Mansfield, Ohio. Now, I have made videos on Lake Erie Level 2, Lebanon Level 3, and my county jail, which is TCJ, Trumbull County Jail. But I'm not going to count those. I'm actually going to start fresh so that I have more prison-related content. Technically, this is going to be episode 1. I probably should have did Lorraine first because that's reception. I guess I'll do that next. My bad for the people who was asking for these in the comments. I've been having some things going on at home. I actually started recycling content from last summer. I apologize about that, but starting today, I got a little bit of time on my hands. It's a weekend. I'm gonna get these done. RICI, also known as Ricky for short, was built in 1998, designed to hold 2,613 inmates. There is no prisons in Ohio, and probably anywhere in the United States, that keeps its exact population that it was designed for. Here in America, we have a situation with them deciding to lock up anybody and everybody for the most petty crime. I'm not saying people don't deserve to be punished and held accountable for their actions, but what I am saying, there's too many people in the prison system. It's crammed up. They don't have enough place to put them. At this point, it's like they're warehousing human beings. So this property right here is well known in the Mansfield area. It used to be just the Mansfield Reformatory, which I'm gonna put photos in the comments. I'm gonna put a photo of Mansfield Reformatory. I'm gonna put a photo of Mancy Level 1 camp over here. Mancy Level 3 closed security walls over here. That's 3. And I'm gonna also put a photo within the dorms at Richland. That's 4. And I'm also gonna put a photo behind 1 and 2 house. If you know, you know. So they obviously decided to make these acres of land right here dedicated to strictly prison for inmates. And like I just mentioned, you can't even see the Level 1 camp, the Level 3 walls, and the castle, they call it, which is over here to the right. If this helicopter view backed up even further, it's even bigger than this right here. I myself have been to 6 different prisons in Ohio, 5 if you don't count reception, because everybody has to go to reception. From Lorraine all the way to the other 5 spots I've been, this right here has to be either the biggest or the second biggest, with Noble Correctional very close. I actually can't wait to get into doing the Noble Correctional story times and talk about the yard there. I'm not going to expose it right now, but it's the most different prison yard I've ever seen, the way they have it set up, for multiple reasons. All right, so let's get back on track. Over here, you got these 3 little buildings. It almost looks like the hand of a bird. And you got right there in the middle, quartermaster. To the right of that, the short one, is medical. The long one is part of the commissary building. Over here is administration. Inmates have nothing to do with that white building. Over here is one house and 2 house, and that right there is what is called as the K building, which plays a very big role at Richland. That's where they got the chapel, the church, and an auditorium. So anything going on in prison here, everybody has to go to the K building. Hey, this building right here is a chow hall. Now, it's one building, but there's a wall separating the middle. It's a chow hall 1 and chow hall 2. Over here, you got 3 house, 4 house, 5 house. Back here, that building is the rec building. It's like got a basketball court, a little game room, a little area you could go paint and do all type of arts and crafts, with a workout area. They got like pool weights with like cable, you know, the cable cords and all that. Somebody ruined it years ago where we can't have weights in Ohio prisons. This right here is a softball field, which blew my mind the first time I ever came out there and seen 2 teams of inmates and COs playing against each other, which was crazy. Also, they have softball tournaments. You sign up, it's an actual season that they have you do. They do a draft where people can pick and all types of stuff. It's windy out here on my porch. Sorry if this thing starts shaking. I don't know how this is picking up on the mic. Before I get into the next part, let me explain how these housing units work. So you got a lower and an upper. On the side of these buildings is a staircase. In the front of these buildings is a door. If you're going into the lower buildings, you just walk right through that front door that's ground level. If you're going into the upper dorms, there's a staircase on the side. But the buildings are sandwiched because they wanted to figure out a way to mash as many people as they can. Not only are they sandwiched as far as up and down, they're also identical side to side. So imagine this building right here has a ground level dorm, up above it second level dorm, but within both of what I just said, it's an A side and a B side also. So it's technically 4 dorms in one of these square buildings. This photo actually don't give this place justice as far as how big it is. And I also forgot to mention right here in the middle is a bunch of basketball courts. On a hot day, you'll just see inmates hanging out in front of these buildings, waiting on their people to come outside so they could get, their stuff, playing basketball, running around, kicking it. But you got COs on bicycles and COs on golf carts, just riding around trying to, keep track of everything. Now, they put this huge net up around the building. I don't see it on here. This might be old. But there's this huge net. It's 60, 70, I think they said it was 60-something feet. And they put wooden posts in the ground like telephone poles, and they put this big green net up around the property. They get a fine every year because birds get caught in it. So at any given time, you could go out there and you'll see birds struggling to get out of the net. It's sad, but they get fined for that. Me personally, I'm an animal lover, so I got mad every time I seen that shit. The whole point of them doing that, though, was to combat the issues they were having with people running up and chucking things, just throwing things, whether it was with their hand. And before I get into this, I'm not exposing anything. The Ohio prison system knows about all of this. They've been dealing with this for years. They've been trying to figure out ways to do this for years. They even put up drone blockers in some spots. They even got a crew who rides around out here on the outer edge with a truck watching for people. So don't get it twisted. I ain't talking about nothing I shouldn't be. Anyways, they'll run up with a handball, a football, and they'll go whoo and chuck it. Now, they can't do it as easy, but they also would use potato guns, slingshots, whatever. Anybody who lives in Mansfield, there's these woods back here, right? And it leads into a neighborhood. So there's like a fence line that runs behind rec. And they had to put up another gate because people were going back there and just catching the bag. Somebody chucked the pack over and they had grabbed it. But what they used to do is cause a diversion fight. So let's say we're all out on the yard, right? And mind you, this place is open together at all times. This ain't like let's open this area, let's open this area, how I have described in Lebanon. Richland Correctional is a wide open level 2 prison. So when they say yard open over that speaker, because everything's done over the speaker. Like, you could be anywhere in any of these buildings. If they say something over that speaker, you're gonna hear it no matter where you're at. They could literally call your name. You could be way over here, and which is like blocks, it feels like. I don't know exactly how far, but it's a long walk. You could be all the way over here. They could call for you and literally call your name, and now you gotta walk all the way up here, whatever the case may be. They would cause a fight with inmates, like, say, basketball court, but they're on the phone. Everyone else thinks they're listening to music with their earbuds running down their pants to their tablet or their, JP or MP3. Really, they're telling the people to run up and throw shit. So the people doing the diversion, they're going to get paid when they get out the hole for the fake fight. At one time, there was a certain well-known organization from Cleveland, and they, allegedly it was them, that they had a drone come, right? Boom. And they dropped the stuff and hit the wrong side of the fence where they separated this yard right here. When the morning time came for people going to wreck who was in the hole, they call them bananas, wearing yellow. When that happened, they got it first, and they had iPhones, a bunch of smoke, green, and some other shit. The dumbass who did it, I know dude, and I'm saying he's a dumbass. He ended up riding out to Noble, but got so scared because they frisk you when you come back in. He didn't know what to do with the phone. Everyone with him talked him into dropping like 4 iPhones down the drain. There's a drain right over here. He stuffed all the loud in his pants. They had a zip of grade A loud, but they got raided the next day because they was blazing in the hole. So the SRTs came and they were all smoked. Hey, watch for the next one, y'all.